Hey guys, I thought I would pop on, because I wanted to have a cup of tea and chat with you guys, and I've actually taken a few days off of filming, and I don't do that often. I was doing this massive like spring cleaning, clean out, whatever around my house, and now I feel like looking at stuff. I'm actually too tired to be creative enough to scrap, but I want to look at some of my supplies. So what I have here, I'm looking at all this stuff on my desk. I literally am almost done cleaning out my entire upstairs. It's so awesome. I love doing that. Anywho, I'm even like breathing heavy over this, like running around thing. So what I wanted to do today is just tear down 3 paper pads, and I might tear down 3 at a time until my paper pads are gone. And let me explain why. Janet at RTS Scrapbooking a good while ago started tearing them down on something. I'm like, you know what, this makes so much sense to me because I don't ever reach for my full-size paper pads just to scrap with. Now, a lot of you guys know that I am doing a class with 6x6 paper pads. And I mean, that all came about because I saw this giant mountain of 6x6s kind of falling over on my shelving. So now what I want to do is go through my 12x12 paper pads and kind of get rid of any papers I don't want. And by the way, since I will hear it from some of you, I don't throw them away. I'm not just going to recycle them unless like there's some weird damage on them. I first post them in my subdivision because we have crafters here, and I post them to any kids or scrapbookers or anybody needs some scrapbooking supplies. I have a nice pile going out for that tomorrow in my sub. And then if I have no takers there, it just goes to my local elementary school. It's a great thing. It works out. No supplies will be harmed because I am doing this method of clearing a little bit of stash out. Now, rules for engagement that I've given myself, because, you know, I need rules apparently, is that I'm like clearing off more spaces on my desk while I do this. It's weird. All right. Oh, I was looking for this little letter I recently, and I found it now. That's from like a Heidi Swapp Mistables. Anywho, so back to what I was saying, but not getting anywhere with saying. I'm still clearing off my desk. So what I'm gonna do is go I'm not going through my paper pads. I'm grabbing the first 3, gonna go through them with you. Great. Grabbing the next 3, grabbing the next 3. So there may be 3 in a row that I love all the papers. There may be 3 in a row that I do not love all of the papers. We just are gonna see how this whole thing goes. I don't know. Now, I did take a peek at the 3 I chose, and this was not one of the originals. And I will show you the issue that came up because I had to then go back and get another paper pad because this one right here was in the first 3 I chose. And they're black and white and a really bold yellow, and it's called Midnight Edition. Let me get my hot tea out of the way. I'm drinking some hot Earl Grey while we chat because, you know, I'll be talking the whole time and my throat will start to hurt, etc. So now here's one of those things. This is a Project Life paper pad. I don't care what the paper pads are. Does not do anything to me either way. 48 sheets in here. I don't even think I've used a single one. But they're black and white graphics, and those are my favorite colors to use. Oh, and there's a ton of gray. So those are my favorite colors to use with bright colors. So I happen to know, let me flip through super quick. Okay, I'm gonna show you these papers, but I happen to know I'm gonna keep every single one of them, and that gets mighty boring. It just does. And the reason why is gray is my very favorite scrapbooking neutral. And then black and white, especially text and whatnot, and just bold graphics are my thing, mixed in with bright colors. So they did have some of this like school bus yellow in here, but let me stop talking and just start showing you why this is going to be an absolute waste of time to sort through them with you. So we see it's like bright black and white, and if I have my choice, I prefer a white background Look at that little pop of gray, cute. Over cream or like the off-white houndstooth. You know, it just is my thing. I don't do much for heritage scrapbooking. I've done some, but I don't do much. And yeah, so just how I vibe. There is, was it Project Life as well? There was a brown and cream one that looked just like this at one point. Anywho, so just affirmation-y words. This is more of a, like a light taupe and white. And this is black and gray. So, I mean, unfortunately, this is one of those situations where these will all be kept. Now, I do think I will take them out of the paper pad because that is my plan. And, oh, and in case you ask, I'm not making kits right now with any of these. This is just something I thought I would do with you guys. That I would do with you guys to clear out my paper pads, chat with you. And yeah, that's really about it. I'm, you know, in the middle of my 6x6 class. It's a 10-week class. So we have plenty of kits on hand. I haven't killed off any of the kits yet, meaning I haven't done more than one layout with my kits so far. So, and you know, there's 2 layouts in each kit. So I have plenty of good shenanigans to keep up with what I have. But do you see when I'm showing you these papers, like with the vibe that I happen to like in scrapbooking, these just work. Now this is a brown and slightly off-white, and am I going to lie to you? I don't dig this. I don't hate it, but I don't dig it. So let me see. This might be, is it possibly the, oh guys, that looks like, oh, that's cool. This looks just like cardboard. That's kind of cool. So, gosh, guys, like I literally loved all of them, but that like this school bus yellow, actually it's mac and cheese yellow. This houndstooth I dig. This one I question, but you know what? I actually like it more than most papers. So I will end up, I'm going to just tear off the cover anyway. I do that straight away. I will end up keeping all of them. I just didn't want to bore you with like tearing in front of you. Now we can get to the boring. So the first paper pad that we will really go to is this one by Heidi Swapp. Now Heidi Swapp has long been one of my very favorite scrapbooking designers, companies, etc. I do end up loving most everything. Earl Grey break. Most everything that she does. But I don't even know when this is from. Oh, and by the way, this paper pad that I just showed you was, let's see, I bought it from Tuesday Morning in April of 2018. And let me see if it's, sorry, I just bumped my camera. And it's a 2013 paper pad. So I'm thinking it might be time to get it out of my bin of paper pads and actually getting used. All right, so this is a Heidi Swapp paper pad again. There's 48 sheets, 2014 Heidi Swapp collection, and I bought it also in April of 2018 from Tuesday Morning. So there was a period in time that I was purchasing paper pads. That period has ended. That is not what I want to do anymore, because I end up like forgetting about them. So for the most part, the stash that comes in or the product I receive or buy or whatever, I end up using it first. And then anything else that's put away in a bin nice and neat gets left behind. So anyhow, this one I find really interesting. Now I'm not always into the print on the print. So I'm strongly feeling like I would detail cut that out and put it on another sheet of paper. But I definitely know that this is a keep. And I think we can go kind of like this. Now here's an example of, this looks like my grandma's wallpaper back in the day. And yeah, I don't care for it. I just don't. Now I love minty green. I love tone on tone. Like this is one of those things, do I talk myself into it? Because I know I like that, right? And then I know I like it if it's matted a little bit. So then, yeah, I'm already talking myself into it. So I'll put it next to the keep pile on my desk. Black and white graphics, absolutely. Oh, and like this whole pad is like black and white, some of this like tulip pink and that minty color. So I love plus signs. Now, another example, I actually would have liked this better if it was just the ledger without the extra bits. I would have. However, that is not what we are faced with, but I do love a ledger. Like if I find the other piece in the pad of this, I would like to scrapbook with them both and then just like pop this image that I would be detail cutting out onto this one. And then I would like it that much more. All right, so these are like wallpaper kind of cabbage roses kind of thing. It's cute. I mean, I don't love, but once again, I'm telling you, if you use stuff for freaking borders, it ends up looking cute. And then, you know, matting with it. I think I'm going to have one of those problems with this collection because, because I really do go towards the Heidi Swapp kind of styles. Now, this, for me, I don't like the word on there. I wouldn't need that. I would definitely use it to mat and then cut out a big chunk in the center and use it. So hallelujah, a piece of paper that I don't want. It kind of makes my eyes go wah, wah, wah. Don't really like that. Oh good, don't like this. So no big reason why. It's a repeating geometric-y kind of pattern and that kind of thing. I have countless pieces in these mint colors with like those repeating geometrics. So no big loss there. Love a black and white, and it looks like it has like almost like fabric texture-y kind of a vibe going there. So that's cool. So this is pretty. I mean, like if you're, you know, if you grew up in that like early 80s era, so the pink and the green was such a big deal. So, you know, that's like forever one of those color combos in my heart, quite frankly. So once again, I mean, I would like this not as a whole, but either like a big chunk of a solid on top of it or, you know, detail cutting out some of those floral clusters. Like as a whole, it's kind of hurting. It's hurting me. It's true. So this is just one of these great neutrals. I love gray as a neutral. And this is actually even a neutral gray. It's not too warm and it's not going too blue. So absolutely great background. Now, I don't know if you can see this one on the camera. This is a white background with really, really, really small gray, it's not like hatch marks patterns, but it's very, very fine pattern. So, I mean, background, matting photos, all of that. Okay, so here's this lipstick pink color. And yeah, it really reads as a solid. It's got some scuffy uppy bits in a couple of the spots. Super easy to use. I knew that this particular designer would be a problem for me to chuck papers. So this is, you know, totally reads as a gray solid. Awesome. But it is definitely scuffied up. It's more interesting than just a piece of gray cardstock. What's not interesting is it's only medium weight. All right, so going on to this one. This is quite lovely. It is a tone on tone, kind of a repeating pattern. Very cute. Oh, good. I don't like this. And yes, I'm excited about that. I mean, it's okay. I have just so much of stuff that looks like this that I'd rather pass it on. All right, so this is a calendar one. The color is fine, but I know I'm not going to use it. I don't like it enough to use it. So that's awesome. At least there's something I can pass on to somebody else. So this is a really nice black. It's not like the inkiest black. Like there's a variegation in, or variation. I just think I combine those words. There's a little bit of different black on black on black in the colors, and that's kind of the bomb. Same thing with this lighter pink. So this has a little bit more, it's not like a baby pink like that bubblegum pink, but definitely different than this lipstick pink, which is cool. And now they did it with the mint. That is gorgeous and awesome. You know, I mean, there's so much of this paper pad that reads as a solid. This would be one of those great ones to have on hand when you're putting kits together. Like for real. Like for real, for real. Very awesome. Okay, which who knows? Maybe that'll be my next class. Going through your paper pads and then putting kits together. Finding the easy tone and tones, etc. You know, you know. Okay, just kind of the chevron deal, nice and easy to use. So here we have a tone on tone right here, and it looks like the patterns will start repeating. Tone on tone, it's okay. I don't love it, and it's gonna go. So what I think I'm gonna do, like this one right here, that was in the very beginning. And I talked about detail cutting it out. Now, if I have it with it, I know that I'll just cut that out and be able to pop it up. We didn't really dig the grandma's wallpaper thing on this one. So now the rest, we've seen them all. And what I think I'm gonna do to make it easier on you is I'm just gonna go through and quickly and take out the ones I know I don't like. Or, you know, it's not even that I don't like them, I just know I won't use them. And then I know the rest I will use and it'll be fine. And it just, I mean, that one's just okay. That's fine, fine. I love these papers in here. I don't need 2 of these for sure, for sure. Like most of these patterns are the bee's knees to me. So that is awesome. But you know, I have a nice little stack that I can pass along. Oh, my poor eyeballs. I think I kept one of those. I don't need 2. I don't. Somebody else can have it. So now, like for the second one, like I said, you can either matte with this one because I don't like how the words on there. Or you can just literally just matte some photos with it. Not a big deal. Oh, and this is that one that we talked about that I could also put with my list. But oh gosh, you know, I like it, but I don't like it like it. If you guys know what I mean. And if anybody is a fan of Night at the Museum, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm talking about Napoleon when he was trying to date Amelia Earhart. It's a real thing. So I know I'm gonna have to stop my camera in a second because my husband is coming up. And even if he knows I'm filming, he walks in roughly 100 times. It's a really weird thing. So I know I'm keeping all these bits. I was just trying to get some of these, the gluey stuff off, which I appreciate the gluey stuff. It's not wrecking the pattern papers, which is awesome, but yeah, I'll just have to fight with it more on my own. All right, so I'm gonna sign off for a minute. I'll be back with another paper pad. Okie dokie, so our next paper pad, and by the way, in between I just parted out that Project Life paper pad, you know, trying to get some of the gluey bits off the top, which doesn't really work that well until you cut off the branding strip. Anywho, we're gonna get through it. So most of you guys recognize this one. It's One Canoe Two Goldenrod. Now let me tell you the weird thing about me with One Canoe Two. You know how I like the black and white with pops of color? Somehow I'm always taken in by One Canoe Two collections. I just, anywho. So pick this one up as well, it looks like, it Tuesday morning in June of 2019. Let's see, when did they come out with it? Oh, 2018, they came out with it. So, not bad at all. And it claims it has gold foiling. So, let's see. Oh, and the hubs did come in chat. So now you are caught up on all of the excitement that we've had. So this would be super cool to keep in the front of the papers that I'll be digging because, you know, all the pieces go together. Now, I do like silhouettes. Who knows what I'll end up using this for, but that's kind of cool. And bees always remind me of my youngest daughter. She is a honey fiend, quite frankly. So, very cool. This is so dramatic. So, deep navy, which we all need more navy in our scrapbooking collections. I think we can agree on that. And these nice bright white flowers. They are gorgeous and pretty. And the green in this collection kind of goes towards pea green, which I do love. So, Yeah, so all the things I say about how I like this, that, and the other go out the window when confronted with One Canoe Two. All right, so had to do a little lotion. I hate dry hands, like hate them. You know, I'm gonna put this over here a yibbit because I'm gonna want that to go on top of these pattern papers so that when I am putting them together to do kits, then I will be able to, yeah, easily find that. So now there's like a white gold foiling on this, which is kind of cool because it's not super typical. For me, it's reading as silver, but I think it's supposed to be white gold. All right, so Janet from RTS has shown us a number of times how you can use this, yada, yada, yada. I mean, I like this up here for matting. I'm going to keep it for that kind of thing, just the colors for punches and all that kind of thing. But I'm not going to use it as a whole. I have done that enough with One Canoe Two collections, and that's fine. This, I'm not feeling, I don't like the super blown up flower, so that can go. Now we have a blue tone on tone. There's a lot of teal vibe to this, kind of crosshatch, and I find that to be very interesting, and I'd like to keep it. All right, so this will be a controversial situation here. So this is gold foil, right? With strawberries on navy blue, and I find it to be pretty hideous. I do not dig this at all, and I like my fruity papers. Like, I like, you know, all the stuff with the oranges and the lemons, and I think there's this paper that I've seen recently on this kit club I belong to that they're gonna have with pears. I think that's really cool. Okay, so this is pretty with the viney stuff. Now, for the full thing, no, but maybe with like this paper as like a deep band across it to break it up. But that is very pretty. Oh, and it's single-sided, by the way. And the cool thing about single-sided is, let's say you have this, right? You only want to use the stuff up here. You can just flip it over and use the white if you want to mat your photos with that. I kind of dig that kind of thing. All right, so once again, we have some cut-aparts, and these are cute. So I'm going to go ahead and put it with these cut-aparts. Now, do I know if I'm going to use them? I have absolutely no idea, but either of these could be a really cute title for me. So I have to keep that in mind. Ooh, guys, this is like tone on tone, not tone on tone, but like watercolor stripes of every color of this like yellowed pea green. I super like that. Now, how do I feel about this? I like it. I don't love it. I like it because I kind of like that it looks like little things of cotton, kind of, because like this white metallic-y foily thing is showing like that. I think I'm still getting taken in by the pea green. I really like that. Now this one here, I'm going to skip out on. It's another one of those scenes. I already kept one. I think that'll be plenty and somebody else can get more use out of it. So this looks like an old school telephone line to me, and I kind of like it. It's on like it's not quite a tan. My grandma Al would call this like a bone color. So you have like the pearly metallic on top of the bone color. And that might be really interesting to mat some photos or something like that. I don't think I'd want it as a full background. All right, so this is tricky. Now, I like the sunglasses in a way. Maybe this was a summer collection. I have no idea. But I like it and I don't like it. So the fact that I'm having any ambivalence whatsoever towards it means it's going to go. And I did see this one when I was tearing the previous one, and I knew I just didn't like it. It's a repeating geometric. You know, and I'm not a huge fan of peach, so, you know, that can move it along for me. So I'm glad I am doing this. Now, this I find almost fascinating. So we have popsicles, right? They're kind of on this grayish background. And the popsicles are like brick red and pea green. And there's something about that I really dig. So maybe, yeah, it must be a summer collection. I don't know. There's popsicles. So this is easy-ish to use. You know, I'm not a huge, like, you know, paper foil person. I mean, I like foil alphas. Like, I would like this gold tone in an alpha. But I mean, in doses, in matting and all that kind of thing, I do like it. Now this paper here, you know, guys, doesn't this look just like this one from Heidi Swapp Wolfpack? I swear it does. I swear it does. I'm telling you, I used a paper that looks so similar to this. I'm not keeping it. From Heidi Swapp Wolfpack. Weird. Okay, so now we're repeating, and now I get to be slightly more cutthroat. I'm not keeping the second one of those. I am not keeping the second one of these or the second one of these. Oh, that one came right off the dealie hopper there. Not keeping this one for the second one, not keeping this one. Guys, did we see this before? I don't think we saw this one before. This looks like an 80s like tweed women's boxy jacket with giant shoulder pads. I must have known somebody with that situation. Okay, so not keeping the strawberries. Keeping this tone-on-tone navy for sure. Not keeping the second one of these. Now, I don't think I saw this time. I wonder if I used this paper pad a little bit. So I do like this. It's, you know, you're getting kind of the organic vine thing, but it's really just a repeating shape if you have it in layers. So that's cool. So this peachy one, I'm not going to keep this. It's pretty, it's soft, it's lovely. Somebody else can enjoy it. So this here with the repeating squares of like the teal to navy colors, I think I can keep. I think I can keep that. I don't need to keep another one of these. Oh, guys, we didn't have this one the first time around either. And these are limes. How cool. So I guess that goes with the whole squeeze the day thing. I really wish it weren't against this peachy tone. I have to get over the peachy tone with this collection, don't I? Because it's like straight through it. It's almost like I'd rather have it have just a little bit more punch of color. I didn't like this the first time around. The pineapples are new to me. So they're pineapples and it almost looks like they're faceted. And I find that to be rather cool. Not going to keep the second metallic. I'm not going to keep the second popsicle. All right. So we did have an almost full paper pad. I must have used a couple. And we brought it down, and the paper pad had originally 36 pieces. And quite proud to say, I brought it down to this little tiny itty bit. That is awesome. Now, is it awesome that I got rid of a lot of papers? Because, you know, some people will be like, you bought it, you have to keep every single one. It's the best thing ever if you bought it. All of those things. But guys, I've been scrapbooking like heavily since 1996. And I just recently started, after all that time, doing real scrapbooking purges. So, I mean, there's mountains of product and supply and all that. And I do get new product every single month. So if I don't narrow things down and only keep the things that I like, you know, things would just pile on top of them and on top of them and on top of them. So I know people have many different thoughts about these things, but you know, I'm the boss of me on this one. This is my video. But what do you guys do with extra stash? Do you keep everything? Do you pass things along? Like, I know people give stuff to their preschoolers when they're done using it. Like, I mean, there's all these different ways to think about it. I don't know. All right, let's look at this one. This is a die cuts with a view pad. Awesome. Once again, Tuesday morning. Remember how cheap paper pads were not that long ago at Tuesday morning? I bought it in May of 2018. Oh, half sheets with UV gloss. I don't know what that means. I have a feeling we'll find out. Premium stack, find us online, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and it's a 2016 paper pad. So let's see what we have. And it's called Garden Charm. Now, super pretty. Like all of these colors are super pretty. And I see what the UV gloss thing is. All right. It's a little alarming. So this is, do you see that? Like, I like it and then I don't like it. Like I like it, then I'm kind of repelled. Interesting. Most interesting. Okay, I'm passing. And at one point, clearly I liked it because I use these two. This is a gorgeous orchid piece of paper, quite frankly. I used part of it at some point. Okay, so this is a cherry red. I'm a fan of cherry red. Oh, this is cool. So the must have like doubles of the papers, and they're like one after another. So it's kind of cool. You can make all your decisions right there. You know, there's not enough red in scrapbooking. Like just true, right? I mean, it's cherry red, but like, but I don't love the pattern. Tappy, 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 tap, 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 tap. Yeah, I don't like it. I love the color red. It like, I have a lot of red decor in my house. My son actually wears red all the time, so it's kind of cool. But so now this one is interesting. So we have this little tiny floral, right? And it's on a cream background. Cream backgrounds are not, I'm chucking one right away, are not my favorite. We've got this like glossy, what did they call it? UV gloss. So we've got this glossy vibe going on, right? I'm gonna keep one. I'm gonna just move this one, by the way, over here on my desk so that I just have the 12 by 12s. I'm gonna keep one. I'm not keeping two because I like it, but I don't love it. Like, I don't even know if I like it. All right, I'm moving it on top of the other one, and then we're gonna come back and revisit. So this is beautiful. This is tone on tone. It's aqua with a little bit more of a strong greeny aqua on top. I'm gonna keep one. Oh, I so like how this is going on this one because I'm not keeping a lot of them, which I know is weird. Look at this, and I have like this little chipboard piece right there. It matches, but we're not making kits, so I'm gonna control myself. Okay, so this is Grandma's wallpaper, without a doubt. And that's gonna go. All right, we can look at it for another second. Now, there's so much that's redeeming, but I know I won't end up using it. So love this tone of green in there, and I love that tone of red. Don't really care for the cream background, and it's this repeating pattern that I'm just not loving. So this whole sheet is that UV gloss thing. Holy moly. And it has a scent, like a laminate-y kind of scent. Like chemical, weird. You guys see how shiny that is? Yeah. Okay, no, I don't want to keep it. I just don't. The pattern was okay. It's like the flowers were so jumbled together. I'll bring it back for a second. I was kind of freaking out from the smell. The florals are super jumbled. I do like my florals separated out more because I like to detail cut out florals. So I'm just not feeling it. Now, at the time when I bought it, this was like a super hot, gorgeous kind of patterning. But, you know, my picky self has moved on. And I like things just a little different now, which is why I'm going through these pads so I don't keep them all. Okay, so this is this kind of a light, oh, the gluey bit stayed. A lighter, I don't know, mid-tone orchid. And orchid is not a color we see hardly ever in scrapbooking. Oh my goodness. So I'm actually keeping both of these. Now it has some of that finish, but it's not like this, like you can see the shine, right? But it's not like that uber glossy of the last one. Oh, and this is craft with this pattern on it. So repeating pattern, very late 60s, early 70s, groovy baby, all that kind of thing. So, oh my gosh, the glue is strong. Oh my gosh. So I like to now and again do the Craft Plus challenge on Facebook. It's the Craft Plus community, if you guys are looking for it. And you have to start with a craft background. So I hunt for craft papers, and this will fit the bill. Like the back side, even if I just wanted it plain, is definitely craft. So that is to be kept for that. All right, so now these are cut aparts. And we have two of the same, so this is where we know I definitely used this. And wow, this gloss is throwing me for a total loop. Don't dig it, it's moving on. So these flowers are a little bit more separate. Am I getting, oh no, there's some different things coming. All right, these are separated out a little bit. Oh, do I only have one? So I must have used, oh, you know what it is? It's this one. Ta-da. So what I'll do is just keep the full sheet. Got it. And by the way, I just looked at this one again that we talked about, that I like the colors, but I don't like the pattern. So now we can move on. Great. So this is like that overwhelming too much of the glossy gloss, too much going on for my poor little person. It's too shiny. So the glue is trying to be the boss of me. There's two of them. I know it's pretty. And I also know, before somebody comments, I know I can use the back side for the white. And I do have a stack of papers from Paper Pads that I do that for. Because I don't even tend to run and grab stacks of cardstock that often unless they already came in a kit that I've purchased. So, yeah. So in the event that you want to suggest that, I'm just not going to, because I already have that. All right, so very tight, sweet pattern of flowers. I actually like that there's the orange, the purple, the green. But I don't, wow, I can't believe it, because, you know, the cover of this paper pad, I actually thought I was going to be keeping like all of them. And then when I'm actually seeing them again, I'll call it seeing them in person. Not that I didn't see the cover of it in person. I don't dig it. I love these colors together. I just don't dig the pattern. So now we have text. Text. And the cool thing is, if you're a card maker, there's all of these really, really great sentiments on here. Like simple life, what a wonderful day, living the good life, hello, darling, you and me, all of that. I'm going to keep one because I'm always really enamored with text. And I love this really deep celery green. That's pretty cool. All right, so on to this red floral. Oh, and if anybody's saying, well, do you do, yeah, I'm cutting off questions before they happen. Why don't you save both of them for double-sided layouts? I do like a 2-pager, like a double-sided layout once a month, maybe every once in a while, twice a month. Like there's been a request to do some doubles, so I will, but I just don't do them that often. So I don't want to get super caught up in keeping everything just in case. All right, so this one, I'm going to keep one. I'm tossing the other for the punch of the red with the green. I like 80% like it. Do not love. Okay, at first glance, that look like pot plants, people. I'm going to pretend it looks like basil. Anywho, so I like the red. I really like to keep red in mustache. So we'll keep it for that. Gonna pass on the basil / pot plants because we just are, but I do like the green leafy bits. Now this is pretty. This kind of reminds me of old basic gray. And I would have liked the background just as a background, or I would have liked the flowers with a plain background together. It's actually reading to me is a little bit messy. So, I mean, I know I'm not going to gravitate towards it when I'm making kits at some point with this, so we're going to toss. We're not going to toss. We're going to, pass it on to someone else. Now, this is awesome. It is just a cherry red background with, are they white or off-white? I think it's white. I mean, they're so little. They might be like the lightest bit of cream, but you can't even tell. So super easy to use background, and I'll keep both. Guys, we found more craft. Okay, so it's getting hard to get these off because all of these gluey bits want to come. So this is just craft with, can you see the little tiny polka dots have a little tiny bit of that UV gloss. And I'm actually going to stash it with this other craft back here for the, when the time comes, if I do any craft challenges. That's really cool. So the polka dots in this are just literally like tone on tone upraised, kind of, I wonder if it's even just clear. I don't know. Kind of cool. All right, so very sweet little floral pattern on this one. Tight together. I do like the color, especially for like an Easter layout, but I'm not feeling it. I like the colors, but separately. Now, did we keep one like this already? I know I kept this. I know I kept that. All right, so I'm gonna keep this. It's the same pattern as we saw on this one right here, but without the flowers. So they took off the flowers basically and used some of that glossy treatment thingy on it instead. So I'm gonna keep one. It's in cream. I really wish it were in white, but like if I'm using Jen Hadfield supplies, Maggie Holmes, whatnot with it, it will work. I will pass the other one on to other people. Now, this should be really easy to keep, right? But with this orchid color, I'd really much prefer it to have white dots. I'm actually just gonna pass it on. Now, I don't tend to like papers that already have like this giant design element on it. So, like if I kept it, and no, you can't even really cover that well unless you put paper all the way to the edge. I'm gonna just move it on. Maybe somebody else can get some better use out of it than I can. I actually have a big box of paper going out, which was already going out. It's going out tomorrow in our Facebook group, in my subdivisions Facebook group. So I can just slide all of these in with it. It'll be exquisite. Okay. I was talking really fast. So this is kind of like the equivalent of this to me, like the same colors kind of vibe, but I like the extra red that's in the one that I'm going to keep. I'm not going to keep this. Like all the colors, I'd actually like it way better if it were on a white background. So, you know, we're just going to tap out with that, and that's perfectly fine. Now, I think this was one of the pieces I saw in the very beginning, like, you know, with this groovy kind of pattern. It's just a little bit too much gloss for me. And I'm sure that, you know, that made it kind of fancy or a little bit more expensive, you know, or whatever when I got it. But for me, it's too extra. Just a little too extra, not a big deal. And then finally, the pad ends with more craft. And it's so funny because literally I go scavenging, looking in my stash for craft. And yes, I know I can go buy more, but you know, I figure I have some hidden somewhere. So I have plenty of craft now. Now this is like a floral, it's a craft background with that glossy stuff, and it's totally tone on tone. Do I like this much gloss? No, but I can see me really covering a lot of it up, you know, if I use it for those challenges. So I'm going to go ahead and sneak them back here as well with this other craft. So I have them all together, and let's see how much paper we kept from this pad. You guys, this has been so awesome that I kept this much right here from this pad, and I had it sitting in my paper pad bin since the dawn of time. All right, so from the 4 paper pads, even though it was supposed to be 3, I kept almost all but a couple sheets from the one Project Life one. So there were 4 almost full paper pads, only a couple sheets had been taken out, and I kept that much. And for me, that is a ton of paper still. I could be busy for, if I just use this, which I won't, but I mean, that could keep me busy for a couple months. So that is awesome. All right, so that's it for this video. I know it's going to be really, really long, but I thought we would just run through some of my paper pads together. Let me know if you're kind of in that same mode where you're wanting to kind of clean up, clean out, move on, destash, etc. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.